What's up, everybody? This is Kenny Cummins here of Chilling with Kenny C right here on tmvcafe.com, bringing you entertainment to your ears. This is Chilling Anniversary Week as this show is celebrating the 16th year anniversary. So we're keeping it moving with my first guest of tonight's show, hip hop artist currently residing in Colorado. He goes by the name of Julius Appollo. He is with me right now, looking fly with the chain, got the hat on. Man,
I
he look like he getting ready to spit some bars in the studio. He look like he's in the studio right now. What's good, man?
am chilling, doing good, man. What about you?
I'm good, man. I'm just happy to do this show for a very long time, and I'm happy to have you here on this special week. This interview
Congratulations to
is
that anniversary as well, man.
appreciated, man. So we had this interview scheduled maybe a while back. Things happened, so here we are having you on. So it's pretty cool. Talk about how you got started getting into to music, man.
Yeah, man. Really the first person who put me on, like I've always loved music my whole life, but my uncle was the person who pushed me to rap when I was about 10 or 11. He used to rap, write, freestyle all the time, and he was like, "Man, use it to express yourself. Write down some verses and express yourself." So he's really the one who got me into it. Uh, And then my little brother, he's doing a lot of music too. To be honest, he's one of the people who got me to where I am today. Seeing the success that he has, I was like, man, I can do that too. I need to get on the mic and take it seriously.
So obviously, like most artists, they listen to music, they get inspired by artists, influenced in some way, shape, or form. Um, so who out there, whether it's mainstream or maybe fellow local talent, inspire you to get into music?
I gotta say, Kendrick Lamar, E40, Tupac. Um, Let me see. To be honest, like at my beginnings, that was the three who made me feel comfortable enough to say I can do this.
Yeah. So California native, by the way. I've
Yes, sir.
noticed, you know, Kendrick from Compton, E40 from the Bay Area, so California does have a storied history in hip hop, obviously. Oh, by the way, hip hop did turn 50 years old just last Friday. So
Yes, sir.
happy belated 50th anniversary to hip hop, still going strong. So, throughout this year, I'm asking all the hip hop artists, whether it's indie artists, local, independent, like how much does this anniversary means to you as a fan that grew up listening to it and to an artist currently? What how much does this means to you to see hip hop make it to 50 years of age?
It's really important, like, because I love all kinds of music, but as a black man, hip hop is really important to the culture for us. So it's really good, like you said, to see it running strong for this long and still going. To watch the evolution of the beats, of the cadences, of the flows that we're having, of the topics that are being discussed within the songs. Like, it's a really important thing, and I'm glad that we can say that we built something and it's still going strong. It's very important. I really appreciate it, and we're we're seeing like these. I'm a little bit older myself. I'm 33. These young boys, they're doing what they're doing. Like, you can't hate on their their level of creativity. They're doing what they see. They're showing us the world as they see it. And I just love to. It helps us keep in touch. Like, you can't lose touch if you stay in touch with hip hop. If that makes any sense. Like I said, it's part. It really built the culture. Like, if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't. I would say we wouldn't be as in touch as we are, because like I said, like, a lot of situations get expressed through the music, and I'm just glad that we're able to have something to say, hey, I see this and I want to say this about said situations. It's amazing. I'm glad, and I just hope it gets another 50 years.
So I am at the stage of my life that I've been listening to a variety of music. I've interviewed a variety of artists. Now, hip hop was my first love, still is to this day. Representation, culture, language, slang, we get all of these from hip hop, obviously. And thinking about it, man, it's very influential after all these years. It's not just it started in the streets with the ciphers, with the graffiti, with the
Yes, sir.
break dancing.
Yes, sir.
Those are some of the elements. Obviously, the DJs are the ones and twos. Like you wasn't seeing DJs doing this until you didn't see it get recognized until hip hop came along. Now you're seeing DJs playing any type of music to me.
Everywhere, anything. Yep. You can't
So
have a good party without a DJ.
yeah, so the DJ, it's the an MC move the crowd, master of ceremonies or however you want to use
Yes,
those
sir.
initials per se. So I love this. I celebrate hip hop with local friends that was active in the hip hop scene. Of course, I live in Lexington, Kentucky.
Okay.
So we have some story history in that city, and the mayor of the city has declared August the 11th to be Hip Hop Day.
Oh, that's cool. That's
So,
cool.
and that was a huge assist to a guy that I consider my local hero. He's a hip hop artist, more of a substance driven hip hop artist who's been forefront of the culture. Divine Kawama's his name, a very
Okay.
talented dude. So again, happy 50th birthday to hip hop, man. That's pretty dope. So I've been giving your music a listen ever since we first connect. You got some dope tracks that's out
I,
here. I gotta say, man, that the make them mad that goes in, profound that goes in, obviously, man. So that you got some you got some joints, bro. You got some joints out there in Colorado and Cali, West
yes.
Coast mountain time zone, you know what I'm saying? So talk about some of the music that you've been working on this year, man. How you feeling about the songs you put out thus far this year?
I feel like the songs that I've put out are honestly, they're just like they're I'm gonna get better as I go. I've been just kind of playing around with it, having fun with it, because I make my own beats, I engineer my own stuff. I do mostly all of that by myself. So it's like a learning experience as well as it's really fun. So I just feel I like what I put out. Obviously, or I wouldn't put it out, but I think that as I move forward, it's just going to get better and better. I'm finding myself. It's really therapeutic, honestly. Like I get to sit back and express myself and just say the things that we have in the back of our head that we kind of keep to ourselves. And I got a couple songs in the making right now. I got some features with a couple of people. I got a feature with one of my buddies, J Ham. It's a dude that I worked with for a little while. I just did a feature with I'm sure you know Obsolete. Uh,
Yes.
I just did a feature with him. We got it out. Baggage. It's recent. We just dropped that. So I'm like I said, I feel like it's a canvas and I'm throwing paint at it, but soon I'm gonna be actually drawing and putting the paintings together, if that makes sense. So I feel like I can do better, but at the end of the day, it's a learning process. It's a hobby. It's fun, and I just appreciate the opportunity to be able to come in here and say, you know what, I've had a long day. let me write something down and let me press play and put it on wax.
So you mentioned that in addition to spitting, you do your own beats.
Yes, sir.
And going back to the history of hip hop, obviously, there's been a plethora of artists that can say, I have done both of those things. Um, so what do you think is the most challenging thing? Just coming up with the words or coming up with the beat? What from your perspective?
That's a good question. I would say for me right now, it's putting the beats together because I'm still new at that. I just started in October, last October, with making the beats. So I'm still figuring out. There's still a lot of stuff that I haven't learned when it comes to beat making and mixing and mastering that I'm still in the process of learning. So I would say putting the beat together, writing the song, it just depends on the circumstances. I don't really like to force writing. So if there's a day or a time that I don't feel like I have anything to write about, I'm not going to sit down and force myself to put anything on paper. But I will come in here and mess around with the beats, try to mix the sounds, edit it. Just playing around with the beats, I would say would be more complex at the moment, honestly.
Mm. Yeah, it's definitely challenging. Um, give and take. Especially you a producer because this is your music
Yes,
and
sir.
this is how you want it to be presented, and you want to make sure that it sounds that you love it
Yeah.
before you put it out there to the public. And artists, mainstream independent artists, tends to be their biggest critics. They tend to be their own critic per se, because it's like, man, maybe I could have went this direction. Maybe I made too much wordplay, or maybe too much, you know, bass on the beat or something. Like
That's so
at the
true.
end, yeah, at the end of the day, this is your music. This is how you want it to put out, and you want to make sure that, hey, I think people gonna rock with this joint, man. People gonna rock with it. So I'm joined with hip hop artist slash producer extraordinaire Julius Appollo here on the show. So with the summer season starting to wind down, you mentioned that you have some more music on the way. And shout out to Obsolete.
Yes,
Shout
sir.
out to the homie. So I guess that's how you heard of me, through him.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And I have interviewed Obsolete. He's a talented cat, very active as an artist, obviously. And you mentioned the collaboration that y'all did, the latest single you put out. It's called Baggage, which also includes J Ham. So talk about this collab with you, Obsolete, and J Ham, man. Talk, how are you feeling? What led y'all to link up for this joint?
Like I said, man, at the beginning of the song, I said it's a long time coming. And it was so true because me, J Ham, and Obsolete in different occurrences, we have worked together. So we worked rent to own. So we would be sitting in the truck just talking about our dreams and hopes in life. And like they're so passionate about music just like I am. And we always said, man, one day we gonna get on the song together. And at the time, I'm not saying it wasn't something that we were gonna do, but we didn't know that it was something that was gonna come like it did. Like we would just sit around and just like I said, we would be on our way on a long drive, and this is in Kentucky. Like it was a Hopkinsville, Kentucky. So we'd be on our way to Katie's or something. So we got a 30-minute drive. So we just talking about listening to songs, talking about the state of hip hop, the state of music, and we're like, man, rapping to each other, and we're like, man, one of these days we're gonna get on a song together. So when I started making my beats and making my songs, I automatically said, hey, when I get something that fits all of us, you guys automatically, no questions asked, you guys are getting a feature because we manifested this years ago. So it was really beautiful to be able to be like, hey, Josh, hey, Mark, I got this. and I think we'll go together so well on it. And they don't know each other, honestly, but the way the song comes off, you would think we did it in the same studio. We did it was 3 separate studios. I sent them the beat and I was like, hey, absolutely. You think you could come up with a hook for this? He said, oh, that's the first thing I thought about was the hook. I was like, J Ham, I need a verse from you. He's like, no questions, I got you. And they sent me the hook, the beat. I'm sorry.
Nah, you good. So basically, manifestation came into play for this, and the beauty of technology is that you can do music or podcasts like this and not even be in the same place, same building.
Exactly.
You can do, see, technology does have its flaws, but things like this can make it work. So I'm glad that it did. The joint is fire.
I appreciate
It's called Baggage from Julius Appollo, featuring Obsolete and J Ham. That is available on all the streaming platforms. So go check it out. And that's Julius Appollo, as in Apollo Creed, and Julius as in Julius Irvin, Dr. J.
Yeah, don't forget 2 P's, Appollo. I like to tell people that.
2 P's and 2 L's. There you go. 2 P's and 2 L's. Yeah, for clarification there. So summer is winding down. You already mentioned you got more music on the way. Anything else in the works? Maybe future collaborations, maybe beats on other people's projects. Anything else in particular that you're working on?
Really, when you say beats on other people's projects, that is something that I've been working on. Is trying to put some beats out that I can throw on YouTube or throw on streaming platforms just to let people hear and see what they think about the beat itself without lyrics on it. Because every beat I make, I don't feel like is necessarily for me. You know what I mean? So I am thinking I have been putting in the effort to say, okay, this beat may not be for me, but it's for somebody else. So let me put this out here and see what kind of reaction I get for it. So that's definitely something that I'm thinking about. And as far as collaborations, like I said, I got something with J Ham. We got that on the way now. We're in the works with it. Um, I got some people in Colorado, New Wave. Like if you look them up, New Wave, Young Rico, my man Game Boy, and my man Tron. Yeah, like they doing a lot of stuff, and I'm really hoping to be able to get some stuff on out with them. I got something with Game Boy already, but I'm trying to put something out with my man with Tron and Young Rico, because like I said, they doing waves. The New Wave is the perfect name for them because they doing a lot out there. Um, Outside of that, I've really just been trying to like come into my own, you know what I mean? Like I said earlier, like I've been throwing paint at the canvas, and now I'm starting to actually draw scenery, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to be more comfortable. Like I said in my last interview that I was gonna have an album out. I got enough songs for an album, but I never dropped the album. But I can confidently say that within the next 5-6 months, I'm definitely gonna have an EP out for sure. Like I'm gonna drop at least 4 or 5 tracks together instead of as singles. That's something I've been working on, and it's just like I said, I don't like to push my writing. I like to let it come freely, and I got some like that profound, like you said. I appreciate you acknowledging that, because that just came out of nowhere, man. I was just standing on the porch one day looking up at the stars, and the thought just came to me. I said, I need to write this down. This is beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is something that the people need to hear, because I'm sure I'm not the only person who feels that way, you know. And I'm trying to take my music in that direction, like, because it was a long time that I didn't feel like people would resonate or like my music, because we do live, as much as I respect the culture, we do live in a culture that's popularity first. You know what I mean? And the type of stuff that I'm talking about, there's a group for it, obviously, but it's not what people are listening to right now. So when I was younger, I used to be like, ah, man, let me just chill on that. But now, man, we need it. We need it. Like every artist has something important to say. And we just need to be comfortable enough with ourselves and our circumstances to be honest and put that out, because you never know who you're helping. You know what I'm saying? And that's really what I'm trying to do moving forward, is believe in myself enough to drop that song that somebody might hear and email me and message me and be like, hey man, that song helped me through a hard day. Like that's what I'm looking forward to in the future, honestly.
Yeah, at the end of the day, music does come across as therapeutic. You listen to it to your car, you listen to it in school, even though you should be in class, you should be paying attention. You listen to it at the gym, in the workout, jogging. Like it's therapeutic, what it boils down to. Um, and good for you with that approach. I think that's definitely something that a lot of people should take under consideration. And we do live in a microwave society where people just want things now, per se. But I love to use like a restaurant analogy, like a chef analogy. Like you go to that restaurant, you're asking for that nice, well done steak, and it's going to probably take a good 20-25 minutes to get done. Make sure it's on point. Now, in music expense, it might take an hour, it might take a day, it might take a week, it might take a year, but you just do what comes out naturally, and it will reveal itself, per se. So, um, good for you, man, for that perspective. Um, this is a talented dude, Julius Appollo, out of Colorado, originally from Cali. So he's giving you the West Coast feel. Um, a lot of substance in his music, obviously. And I look forward to hearing more from you in the future. Y'all check out Julius Apollo, very talented dude. He's on the social medias. Check him out on the streaming platforms. He's on Instagram at Julius Apollo. And just show your support, man. Show the support for the homie Julius, man. I appreciate you taking the time and doing this interview, man. Continued success with you and everything. And thanks again for your time.
All right, man. Likewise, like I said, I really appreciate it, man. And again, congratulations on the anniversary. I hope you get 16 more, man. Have a good one.
Much love, man. You have a good night.
All right.
All right.